Hello, both sides of the conversation family. We welcome you to this virtual space crafted especially for you. My name is Jada Curry, and I'm both sides of the conversation's marketing director and graphics design specialist. I want to take some time to ground us all as a community into this space we are about to open up in, so let's go through our community standards. Both sides of the conversation is providing a safe and honest space for open conversation, so we ask that you all be respectful of that. We also ask that you be respectful of each panelist, host, and participant. We do encourage healthy debates and conversations. Don't personalize anything with anyone. This includes name-calling, bullying, trolling, or shaming. This will not be allowed or tolerated. Your perspective is yours. It is not a prescription. You do not have to agree, but show respect. These community standards apply to all of our live shows and any virtual spaces that we hold on social media, including YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. We want to make sure that we are caring for each other as a community. This is our priority in all of our endeavors as both sides of the conversation. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed today's show and continue to stay in touch with us via YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or all of them. All right, thank you for listening and see you soon.
Welcome, everybody, to both sides of the conversation. I'm John Henry, Executive Director. Today is Tuesday, so you know what that means. We're going to have another segment of our Hidden Gems. And I know some people are tuning in and saying, wait a second, I thought the Hidden Gems show started at 7 o'clock. Yes, our show does start at 7 o'clock on Tuesday, but today, you know how it always goes. I don't know what it is. The holidays, I don't know what it is, but we got King Theo here, okay? The last time he was here, we had guests cancel, okay? Things happening. I don't know what it is, but we had a number of guests. 3 of our guests canceled tonight through flights. Delta, what's going on? Get my people back from the holidays. So a couple of our guests missed flights, couldn't get here tonight to do the show. And then we had a number of other folks, last minute emergencies, couldn't make it. Plus COVID just been taking a hit on our community again. But we got King Theo here, okay? It doesn't matter. Me and this brother's going to have a great conversation, talk about some stuff that he's got going on. And then we'll get you guys out of here earlier because I know everybody's tired from this weekend, okay? We had a phenomenal event. So I just want to start off and say this before I even go any further. Shout out to all the amazing community folks that came out to our event this past Sunday. We was able to watch the Niner game. We was out there to chill in community. We had a great time for our ABC cookout. It was a great event, great turnout. So first, I want to give a huge shout out to our partners. Asians Are Strong, both sides of the conversation, Human Rights Commission, Collective Impact, Mo Magic, B Magic, all of our community folks that showed up and showed out. We had a great time. Again, it was our first event. Looking forward to many more events. And with any first event, there's ups and downs, things happening. But overall, we had a great time. And I know everybody's like, John Henry, we've been seeing your face all over the news. Yeah, the news was out there. People calling me like they never see me. I'm like, you watch me on my platform every day. You see me here. What's so excited about that? But yeah, we was all over the Bay Area. People calling me. My bosses is calling me. People everybody John Henry, we see you. We everywhere. But y'all know both sides of the conversation. We everywhere. We all in the streets. We with the people. You can't miss us. But again, great event. Want to give a huge shout out to our amazing team. A couple things that I want to bring out there too. We did get some word that some community folks that were at the event did test positive for COVID. So we are recommending all people just to go get tested. Again, this COVID is real. I've been getting calls all day. Okay, we have a lot of families that are still being impacted by COVID. COVID is real, community, okay? It's not a joke. It is still spreading. If you haven't been watching the news, and China is going through another lockdown right now, okay? It is very, very real across this United States. People are still catching COVID. So please, community, Do your part, wear a mask, safe distance, and do some of the protocols that we was doing when we was on the lockdown. We don't want to get back into that position, but I have received some of the information. I was on a couple of Department of Public Health calls, and again, these numbers of COVID is increasing, and also community. The flu is here, okay? It's cold outside. It's flu season. The number of people coming into the emergency rooms and hospitals across the Bay Area, the numbers are increasing rapidly. This flu season is going to be terrible on top of the COVID. And then for our young people, parents, pay attention to your kids breathing. This RSVP respiratory virus is hitting our community as well. And we still have the monkeypox vaccination that's going around, the virus going around. So we just got to be careful out here. We're dipping in the winter fast. Community, it is cold out here in the Bay Area. Okay, when you wake up in the morning, you see 30s and 40s, that's cold for us in the Bay Area. I know you people in the East Coast are like, John Henry, we got below 90, below 40, below 30, with wind chills of 15 degrees. That's cold. But listen, the Bay Area, we used to it. When we get 40 degrees, it's freezing out here, okay? So again, to our community folks, our community sponsors and organizations, do your part this holiday season. Over the next couple of weeks, if you have blankets, coats, things that you could give to our unhoused people, please do your part and help support them. It is freezing out there, and we're going to be doing a number of events in the community to help impact our unhoused folks. This is always a challenging time of the year when time goes back an hour, it gets dark early, it gets colder, the rain, things are happening, okay? So you be a blessing to somebody, okay? Don't be the Grinch, okay? Don't be the person this holiday season that's just like, I'm not worried about them. I got to worry about me, okay? If you have a house, you have a heater that works in your house, okay? You have some old coats and clothes, help the people out in the community, okay? They can use that support. And we're going to do our part this holiday season. We're working with a number of community organizations. I'm going to tell y'all, I feel like we're in a time warp. Like, it's December already. Christmas is around the corner. I don't know. Every day it seems like it's a week. So again, we're moving fast. We're trying to work with people. We're trying to move resources around, making sure that we're able to impact community this holiday season. We will be doing that, okay? Both sides of the conversation. You'll see us around. We're going to be feeding folks. We're going to be helping blessed families. We're going to be doing a number of things. So check us out, tune in, and see what we're doing. And for all you new people, for your first time watching us, maybe this is your second time, maybe you don't know, maybe you just clicked on the YouTube and seen us pop up. Every Tuesday, we are here at 7 o'clock for our Hidden Gems segment. What we do here is we highlight our Black and brown businesses, community leaders, and community organizations that are doing positive things to impact our community. We like to highlight them, let you know where they at so you can connect and support them. And again, this is what this is all about. Every Thursday, we have our Educational Thursday at 6 p.m. Come check out some of the game that we drop. And we got some phenomenal folks who come on, do PowerPoint presentations to help educate our community. So come check us out. And then Sunday is our Sunday conversation where a lot of powerful topics happen. Some of those taboo and stigma conversations that happens in our community, we talk about it here on both sides of the conversation. So tap in for that. With that being said, okay, community, we're going to jump into our community news. Let me wait. Everybody's going, where's Pretty Tony at? Pretty Tony's not here today, okay? It's just me. Y'all stuck with me today, okay? It's just me. And I don't know what it is. Last time Theo was on, Tony wasn't here either. So I don't know. Maybe it's Theo. He comes in and just everybody don't want to be on the platform with Theo because we're so powerful. We're so passionate about what we do for the people. But shout out to Pretty Tony. Okay, we love you, sister. You was out there holding down, representing, and all the people just love Pretty Tony. And she'll be back, community. So just hang in there, okay? Y'all got to deal with me tonight. Deal with John Henry tonight, all right? With that being said, let me jump into some of the road announcements, some of the things that's going on in community, and then we're going to bring up our hidden gem tonight and get through tonight's segment, all right? With that being said, they said the Russian billionaire has died in a mysterious helicopter crash. He has become the third cryptocurrency mogul to suddenly pass away in recent weeks. This is tragic news to some folks, but again, something's going on with this cryptocurrency. I don't know if they're stealing people money. I don't know what's going on, but a lot of these folks are coming up missing, so be careful where you invest in that. But all of a sudden, their helicopter just plunged to the ground during clear weather and crashed. So I don't know if he took some money from somebody or something, but all of a sudden, all these cryptocurrency billionaires are just dropping off the face of the earth. I don't know what they're doing with people's money. I always have to put that. I just think it's something. They're doing something with somebody's money, okay? But our condolences to that family, but it is mysterious, they're saying. But again, something about this cryptocurrency is not aligning because so many people are just dropping. And, people are worried about the cryptocurrency market right now. It is up and down. People are losing a lot of money. things are happening. So I don't know. We'll keep you posted as we get more news. But that's what's going on. Big news story out there in the world. Also, what's going on? I don't know if you all heard about the mass shooting that took place at the Virginia Walmart. One of the employees is already filing a $50 million lawsuit against the company. They say that she had reported disturbing, threatened behavior from the person who did the shooting, the manager, a female employee who worked at a Virginia Walmart where the gunman shot and killed 6 people last week, claimed that she has previously reported disturbing and threatening behavior to the store's owners and letting them know that they were afraid, and they said all of their complaints fell on deaf ears. Y'all know this happens, okay? Sometimes we go to work and hey, homeboy over there ain't cool. Hey, yo, you know what? We got to check on him. Nah, he's okay. He's fine. And then bang, 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 right? It comes back and happens. So again, to all of our HR people, all of our managers, all of our people that are running organizations, okay, when people are coming and complaining about employees, do your job. Be aware, pay attention, check their behavior. We got a lot of people in this world that's going through a lot of different things, and we want to make sure that we're following up. So do your part. Somebody's complaining about somebody acting weird in your company or doing things that's kind of out of normal. Check on them, and make sure that they're not a threat to your company or to other folks, because it is real out here. We are in those months where things be happening. Also, while we're talking about that, we had a phenomenal weekend event. Shout out to Lynette Mackey putting together a suicide awareness event and community, as she has lost her grandson to suicide. And again, these conversations we're going to continue to uplift, but just want to give her credit as well. Mental health is real in our community. Black suicide, brown suicide in this country is on a rise, and we are approaching these holiday season. People are losing their jobs. People are stressed, dealing with anxiety, depression, and sometimes people feel like they don't want to live anymore. So make sure you do your part to reach out to your loved ones, the community folks, and make sure they are supported. And if they need mental health support, get them over to us and we can recommend them to some folks. But just be patient and be mindful and be aware of people's behavior this holiday season. A lot of people are triggered. A lot of people lose loved ones. And these holidays bring on stress and different things. So just want to say shout out to her in that event. Next, the Hawaii Luau. Is it called the Luau? I guess it's the Moana Luau. I guess it's considered the world's largest active volcano. It erupted for the first time in 38 years on Sunday night, November 27th. The volcano, one of 5 volcanoes that came from the island of Hawaii in the Pacific Ocean, had a rare eruption. And, people are nervous running around the sea, but it's been a while. But that volcano is erupting. And, a lot of people in nearby counties are looking for support and trying to get shelter. So, again, keep our folks in Hawaii in your prayers, to all of our Samoan brothers and to all of our Pacific Islander folks that are on the islands. We are here. We're praying for you. We hope the volcano stops erupting. But, things do erupt after 38 years. Both sides of the conversation, we're going to erupt too. So just be careful now. We're going to erupt real soon here. But prayers to those families. I'm hoping all our folks on the island are safe. And things like that do still happen in Hawaii. With that being said, we're going to jump into our community events and announcements, and then we'll get into our Hidden Gem segment. Y'all know what today is. Today is Giving Tuesday. Maybe you don't know. Let me stop, because some people don't know. Today is Giving Tuesday. This has been going on for decades. The first Tuesday after Thanksgiving is a global generosity movement to celebrate acts of giving by donating and making donations to people. Today is Giving Tuesday. All right. Don't forget about both sides of the conversation while you're giving. Today is the day. If you would like to donate to us, please go to our Cash App, Venmo, and all that. And we'll put that information up on the screen so you can figure out how to support us. Every dollar that you give to both sides of the conversation, every wishful, thankful giving that you give to us, believe us, we give back to the people, okay? That's all we do. We bless the people. We don't keep stuff in our pockets and hold on to it. We give it back to the people. So whenever you give to us, you're going to help our youth. You're going to help our community. You're going to help the programs and events that we promote. Today is Giving Tuesday. Please go to our Cash App. Go to our Venmo. Don't think a $20 donation helps. Every dollar helps this organization impact our community. And we're going to be doing a lot of impact over this holiday season, helping families, blessing our youth, blessing our elders, doing some amazing, amazing stuff. So make sure you support us. Go on there and support us for the Giving Tuesday event. Also, the Feel Good collection of writing and authors for ages 8 to 18 is happening Wednesday, December the 7th, 4:30 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. at the City Assessor's Office in San Francisco. Please, for our young authors, our young writers who got talent, go out there and check out some of the stuff that they have going on. It is some great stuff. It's an opportunity for you. Go, young people. Check it out. Also, the San Francisco Public Defender Office Clean Slate Program Expungement Workshop is happening Thursday, December the 8th. And then it's going to be from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the CAS Center at 564 6th Street. Community, go out there. Okay, this is a free event to get your criminal records expunged, clean. Maybe you've been having problems getting an apartment, a job because you got some on your record. Go get it cleaned up. Some of y'all haven't been to court in 10, 12 years and you didn't know it still was on your record. This is an opportunity. This program is trying to help folks who've been incarcerated or have been on probation to get these things off of your record. Please go do it. Don't wait till the last minute till you apply for a job or you try to apply for some housing. And next thing you know, they're like, hey, you caught a felony, you was on probation, okay? Go get that cleaned up. We got some folks out there at the Public Defender's Office that are doing amazing work to help people. There's programs not only in the Public Defender's, but also at the District Attorney's Office. They working collaboratively to help folks get back into the workforce, get back in the community. So, hey, don't be ashamed. Go down there, free, walk up on December the 8th, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., and go get some help to get your records clean. All right. So that's what we go support and keep putting that up. Also, the Wakanda Wonderland toy giveaway and holiday services is happening December the 10th, 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. at the African American Arts and Culture Complex, 762 Fulton Street in San Francisco. Some of our Both Sides of the Conversation team will be out there and support that event. I won't be there. I'll be out of town, okay? I do get a break. I won't be there. People already asked me, are you going to be there? I won't be there, but someone from our team will be out there to support. I know last year we was out there, and it was a great, great event. Enough toys for all of our family, all of our folks. But again, get out there and get some of the gifts and some of the things that they're doing for community. It should be a great day. And again, I won't be there for this one, but we will have some of our team folks out there with community. Also, the Joy 12 People Ride Footprint and Vibration Energy is happening Saturday, December the 10th, 7 p.m. at the Maloney Class Center of Arts. And this is in Oakland Theater at 1428 Alice Street in Oakland. They got tickets. The Eventbrite information is up on the screen. If that is you and you want to be a part of that event, please go out there and check it out. Hit the Eventbrite. This should be a great event for community. So please get out there and check out this event. Also, the Ruth Williams Winter Wonderland is happening at the Ruth Williams Theater at 4705 3rd Street. This is going to be a great event. Another toy giveaway. They're going to have some ice and snow skating. If you haven't been there, go to the Opera House. Check it out. December the 15th. All right. And that is going to be, I believe, at 5 p.m. is what time, 4 p.m. is going to be started. I don't know why the time is not up there, but I'll get it to you guys. We'll post a flyer, but go out there and be a part of what's going on with the Winter Wonderland. Great event last year. It was very, very phenomenal. Snow everywhere, kids having fun. They're really taking a community space and turning it into a great snow event for our community. Also, our Bay Area Media Holiday Party, Friday, December 16th, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. at the Rosemary Jan Oakland Cannabis Dispensary, 2340 Harrison Street. Check that out. That's coming up. Please get out there and support. Check out that party. What's going on? Also, our Both Sides of the Conversation, Feeding the Hungry and Unhoused is happening Saturday, December the 17th, 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. We're going to be on the corner of 3rd and Palouse, right there in the heart of Hunters Point and D10. We're going to bless our people. We got some stuff we bring into our people. We got some gift cards. We'll be giving away money. We'll be giving away food. We'll be giving away toys. We're going to be doing a lot to help out our community, folks. And then the next day, Sunday, December the 18th, from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., we're going to be at Martin Luther King and West Grand in Oakland, and we're going to do the same thing there. We're going to bless some folks, give them some gift cards. We'll give them some food. We'll give them some love, because that's what we do here at Both Sides of the Conversation. We bless the people, y'all. Y'all know what we do. So we are still getting ready for that. It's coming up. If you would like to be a part of it, if you would like to sponsor it, maybe you out there like, well, John, I'll give y'all some money to get some more food for the people. Go ahead, reach out to us. Hit us at info@BSOTC or hit us up at our admin at BSOTC. Somebody reach out to. We still looking for folks that want to help and sponsor, but we kicking it off. We ain't waiting. We just doing what we got to do to help bless our people. All right. The Duda second annual Christmas party is happening December the 18th, 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. at Thurgood Marshall High School in the gymnasium, 455 Crunklin Street in San Francisco. If you want to be a part of that, go check it out. December the 8th. Should be great fun, food, and activities. And we just going to keep pushing through with those events for the community. Also, the Kwanzaa is happening December the 29th, 7 p.m., 9 p.m. at the Mini Levy Ward Rec Center in the Ocean View. My guy, Maurice River is going to be out there, and your guy, John Henry, for both sides of the conversation. We will be out there again for that event. We was out there last year. It was a great Kwanzaa event. And y'all know this is the time that we celebrate family, unity, how we uplift and build our community. So it's a great Kwanzaa event. Check it out. More information to come. And we're looking forward to seeing some of our community folks out there as well. Also, the Roasted Crab Friday, the 30th, December the 30th is happening. 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. at 332 Golden Gate Avenue in San Francisco. If you'd like to purchase tickets, go to the event right there. My guy, okay, Cajun Occasion is putting this event together. Get out there and get some of that good food. Purchase and support tickets. And check out some of the stuff that they're doing. It's going to be great food, and we're going to do our part to be out there. I think I'm supposed to be out of town again, but somebody from our team is going to be out there to support Cajun Occasion. That's my guy. He was at our event this past Sunday. Great food. People love Cajun Occasion. So y'all go check out Cajun Occasion. Go support them as they are a Black business, and they are doing some amazing stuff with their cooking for community. Also, the monkeypox vaccination is still happening for community folks. Okay, if you want to go get the vaccination, you could go get it every Thursday, 11:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m., 701 Alabama Street in San Francisco. Go get your vaccination. Also, we'll be giving out information. Okay, there's a number of places where you can get the flu shot, COVID vaccinations. All right, we got to get our community out and about. This COVID is still increasing. This flu season is increasing, and this monkeypox is still spreading. Okay, so we need our folks to get out there. Please go get your vaccination and the stuff that you need to stay protected and safe. Also, the Peace Park presents their Friday Night Fun every Friday night. It is still happening, 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. at the Hamilton Rec Center, 1900 Gary Boulevard. Now, I'm going to have to make a correction because I said it was 1600, but it is 1900, y'all. So everybody's mad at me. John, I typed in 1600, and that was not the location. They took up the block, okay? It used to be 16, but now it's 19, okay? The block is long. They take up a lot of the block, so it's 1900 Gary. So you guys are right. I'm wrong. I'm telling y'all now. Y'all was right. I was wrong. It's 1900 Gary Boulevard in San Francisco. Take your young folks, get the teenage out there, check out some of the stuff that they're doing with Peace Parks at the Hamilton Rec Center. Also, the Saturday Family Fun Days with field trips and stuff is still happening with my guy Nate Ford at SF Rebels. Shout out to the Rebels, okay? All I got to do is say, shout out to the Rebels. My guy Nate Ford always shows up for the community. I got to get out there to the Junior NBA League. I've been missing it. Every Saturday I'm booked doing stuff. It's that time of the year. It's busy, but we'll be out there. But shout out to my guy Nate for always making sure that community folks have events, things to do. Our young people going on winter breaks and things of that nature. Make sure that they still having fun. Every second and third or fourth Saturday of the month, they'll be doing fun trips and sporting events and much more for the community. So go check them out. Go to sfrebels1990 at Gmail. Reach out to my guy Nate. Find out what's going on, how you and your family can get connected, and go to one of the events that they have for our community. Also, our Both Sides of the Conversation capacity fundraiser, our GoFundMe is still there. Even though it's Giving Tuesday today, don't forget, we still got a capacity building fundraiser, and what that looks like, we need an office space. We need some things we're trying to do for our community. We need mobile stuff. It's a lot of things that we need in this capacity building fundraisers to start moving us to where we need to be, okay? Because I want to have a space, y'all. I want my people to come to the studio where we can be all live, having great conversation, laughing. We could bring people in the studio, maybe have a glass of wine. I don't know. But we got space for people, right? So we're trying to get a location. There's a lot of things we need to do when we talk about mobilizing. some of the stuff we're doing with our unhoused folks, some of our mentorship. We want to have a location. So we need an office location. These capacity dollars help us get there. And you out there today can help us too. It's Giving Tuesday. Support us. All right. If you like what we're doing, support us. That's all we ask. And, we're going to keep pushing. Okay. We're not going to stop. We're not going to let Giving Tuesday stop. We're not going to let none of this stop us. Okay. We'll keep marching in the orders that our ancestors has ordained us to do. That's what we're going to do. We'll keep impacting the people, keep impacting you. You'll see us around both sides of the conversation. We ain't going nowhere. All right. We just going up. All right. So with that being said, with our fundraiser, we appreciate all of the support. We are still looking for volunteers, okay? If that is you out there, we are still looking for volunteers. We are looking for talented individuals. Maybe you got a marketing background. Maybe you got a production background. Maybe you got an event planning background. Maybe you got whatever your background is. Reach out to us if you want to volunteer, you want to give back, because I'm tired of people coming to me talking about, John Henry, I want to volunteer, but I don't know how to get connected. I don't know how I can help people. No more of that. Reach out to both sides of the conversation. If you have talents, you have skill sets that you would like to profess and show to the community how great you are behind the scenes or in the public eye, you could do it here at both sides of the conversation. So we are still looking for all of you talented volunteers that would like to give some of your talented time back to the community to help impact our community. Reach out to us on our website. Go to both sides of the conversation, or you can send an email to us. All you have to do is just email us. Okay, just put it in there, www.bsotc.org, or you can send it to info@bsotc. Go to our website, click on join our squad, see what we're doing for our volunteers. Come on board and help support us, all right? Also, maybe you not that person. Maybe you like, John Henry, I'm not giving up my talents and my time for the community. Maybe you just want to help us another way. Maybe you're like, I don't have all of the money to give you and your GoFundMe. I don't have all the money for Giving Tuesday, but what you can do is go to Amazon Smile. Okay, listen, community. I'm gonna say it slow. Community, listen, community. Go to Amazon Smile. Okay, just go to Amazon Smile. Click under charitable organizations and choose both sides of the conversation as your charitable organization. Okay, listen, no extra cost to you, community. But every time you shop on Amazon, okay, 0.5% of your purchase will come help both sides of the conversation out. That's money coming in to help us so we can help some young people, so we can help some elders, so we can help some unhoused folks. Ladies, I don't even, listen, it was a record this Monday, okay? Cyber Monday went crazy, okay? People were buying things on Amazon. I seen Amazon trucks everywhere, all day, up and down the street, dropping off packages, and you could have helped us out. All you had to do is go to Amazon Smile, click on charitable organization, find both sides of the conversation, choose us, and you can help us back. And ladies, I know you shopping. I see the Amazon trucks on your block. I see you sneaking out the door, picking up the packages, hiding them from your husband. You don't want nobody to know you bought something on Amazon. I see you, okay? All right? And if you don't choose both sides of the conversation at your charitable organization, I promise you, I'm going to ring the doorbell. I'm going to tell your husband, hey, bro, did you know your wife was out there with 5 packages, hide them in the corner, making sure you wasn't coming out? All right, I know y'all don't want me to do that, okay? So the best thing you should do is help support us, and I won't tell. I promise you, I won't tell, okay? You can order all you want, because every time you purchase something on Amazon, you'll help support our organization, and that's just another way you can help support. And I want to say thank you to all of the amazing ladies who was just like, oh my God, John Henry, you really going to tell on me? All right, I'm gonna choose y'all. Okay, y'all are a charitable organization. We'll give you back. All right. So a lot of the ladies, they get it now. They like, all right, I don't want John Henry telling on me. All right. So with that being said, thank you, and we thank all of you who've been supporting us. We appreciate you. All right. And if you new, it's your first time tapping in with us, go to all of our social media handles at both sides of the conversation. We're on all social media handles. You can find us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. I mean, we're everywhere. YouTube. All you got to do is just put in both sides of the conversation. We're going to pop up somewhere, okay? We'll get those links out to the community. I know there's a lot of new people tuning in, people joining our Facebook group page, like, what's going on? Be patient. We're going to educate y'all what's going on, how to connect with both sides of the conversation. And, thank you. It's going to be great. All right. With that being said, our next live show, which is December the 1st, we're going to have Letitia Perry. She's going to come on and do a presentation for community. We'll let you all know what's going on with that. That should be a great educational Thursday. Make sure you tune in this Thursday, okay? 6 p.m. Come get some of that free knowledge, some of that game that they're giving back to the community. And then this Sunday is our youth conversation, okay? They're talking about cuffing season. I don't know. Wait a second. Cuffing season. All right. I know we had our man cave conversation. We had our what do women want conversation. Now the youth want to follow it up with cuffing season. I don't know. All right, I'm a little older now, but the young people want to talk about cuffing season. I got to learn something from the young people. I don't know what cuffing season really is all about, but this Sunday, I'm going to tune in with the youth and see what they talking about. Because these young college folks, they talking about cuffing some stuff. I don't know, right? I'm like, what's this all about? It's cold outside. Are you talking about cuffing somebody, having them in the bed with you? I don't know. But we're going to listen to the young people this Sunday. Our Sunday conversation is for our young people. They're going to be talking about relationships, cuffing. I don't know. It's something great. But we'll listen to the young people because that's what we do here at both sides of the conversation. We listen to our youth, and they want to have a conversation about their love and what cuffing season and all this means to them. So we're going to learn something from them this week. So with that being said, I see y'all texting me. Enough of you, John Henry. Close your mouth. We heard enough of you. Get to the guests. Get to the guests. Okay, this is our time. We're going to get to the guests, okay? And I just see my folks, Kamisha just love. What's up, Kamisha? And let me tell y'all, she is the truth, okay? She cooked me a nice pie, y'all. I asked last week on our Hidden Gem show, all I wanted, for y'all that know I lost my mom, all I wanted was a sweet potato pie. Kamisha called me the next day, John Henry, pull up. I got a pie for you. Let me tell y'all, she had amazing pie. It was great. I'm gaining pounds because of that. Okay, Kamisha, I love you, but I gained a few pounds because of that sweet potato pie. But I did support her and get her books. I do have a signed book. So before the night show is over, I will highlight her book. Y'all go out and get her book and support her. And we just proud of the work that she's doing in the Impact community. So with that being said, y'all, enough of me. Tonight is the night. King Theo is back. This brother's been here before. He's representing. He's doing a lot of work in Oakland, blessing the people. His carnival was a success. I was out there. It was an amazing, amazing event. But he's back. He's going to talk about some of the stuff that he's doing, some of the things that he's impacting, and we're going to have a general conversation because, this brother, we like to talk. So, we're going to have fun tonight. With that being said, welcome back to Both Sides of the Conversation, King Theo. Holla at the people.
Yo!
Y'all see, got his both sides of the conversation. He represent the king is back.
What's up? Keeping it funky, yo, man. I get so much play when I wear this joint, right? This is the one that you grace me up with at the Oakland Carnival that we do at Mosswood Park. And I had to keep it crisp and clean, so fresh, so clean, right? It's still like brand new, like, you know what I'm saying? I still got the Chris nieces and everything. Look at this. I still got the yada yada. You got to be from the Bay to know that. Yeah,
exactly.
So, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, every time I wear it out, I get a lot of love. So I figured it would be appropriate today. You give so much love. You support so much in the community. And, I just wanted to share that. I was up at, where was I? I was in the city at the Bayview newspaper right there in Hunters Point. And, I walked in there. They're like, oh, both sides of the conversation. Oh, we just love you. You know what I'm saying? I was like, yeah, I know. We doing our work, son. It's like, yeah,
we getting around. We kind of like our own hidden gems. We getting around. People starting to catch on it like, oh, man, this is what's up. How can I connect, man? So the buzz is real, Theo. I'm telling you. I got people in Europe reaching out to me, man. I had somebody from Europe reach out. They like, oh my God, we love both sides of the conversation.
What up, Commissioner? What's up with you? Well, I say like this, like they taught us, man, if you work locally, you have a international impact, right? And the Bay Area is just fertile soil for that. Is for whether you're working in Hunters Point or working in Richmond or working in the deep east, just this whole area, the Ohlone land is just fertile. It's like the Garden of Eden out here, man. Even outside right now in my backyard, blood, it's like things are growing. As cold as it is in this fall, finna go to winter, like you said, an hour back. Things are still growing. So things grow here. We cultivate. The Bay Area does that, and you've been doing it, cultivating the community, making space for, folks like us to come in and share what we got going on. Now with so many media handles out there, platforms, we can get to people easier. I remember back in the day, I'm a little bit older than you, and we used to have to hit the mall, man. We used to have to go to the mall and pass out flyers. We had to go Saturday mornings, hit all the barbershops, hit the beauty shops, You know what I mean? And then go to the mall a couple weeks before Christmas, a couple weeks before Thanksgiving, and get everybody coming back from school and hit all the people up to let them know what was going on. Because we couldn't afford KSOL. KSOL, and I said KSOL, not KMEL for some of y'all, you know what I'm saying? KSOL was too expensive, you know, and KBLX, it wasn't even a quiet storm. It was just like Herbie Hancock and what else? The Crusaders and Bill Withers. I mean, it was just some soul music back then. So that really wasn't our station to advertise what we had going on. But now you got platforms like this, and we appreciate it. And I appreciate you making time for me just to, you know, share a little bit. I do want to talk about some stuff that we have going on with the arts. But before we jump off, I want to talk about fiduciary services and making sure that our people are having a conversation with their elders and folks that have property, and talking about wills and estates. I don't know if you know that that's what I'm into, you know, making sure that we're prepared in those different ways, making sure we have insurance, life insurance and burial insurance. Not just people think that the life insurance policy is supposed to pay for the funeral. No, the life insurance policy is supposed to help your loved ones keep a level of their living standard, right?
Right.
The burial policy, which is the policy itself to carry to pay for the funeral, the whether you're going to be cremated or whether the crypt is going to be, that's a whole separate insurance policy. So we're having those conversations with our elders these days and just making sure everything is in order. Folks know where the bank account, online access codes are, who has that, where are the social security numbers, where are the birth certificates, where is all those documents. Sometimes one person knows that in the family, and sometimes it's just all spread out. A lot of times when we pass, it's just left for the living relatives to figure it out. So we don't have to do that no more, because now we got both sides of the conversation. It's not just one side just going, yeah, 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 yeah. You got both. So now we have a whole lot more information. So before we get finished talking about the arts and everything that's happening in Oakland and in San Francisco, I definitely want to make sure we come back around on that.
No, definitely we need to do that. And then Theo, you got to come on and do a educational Thursday, a PowerPoint presentation. You know, here at Both Sides of the Conversation, we've been doing our part all year. When we started off 2022, we said we start in 2022 off new. All right. And we're going to focus on health and financial wealth. And that's what we've been doing all year. We've been bringing so many powerful financial coaches on to talk about estate planning, talking about retirement, talking about investments, talking about mental health. So we're still doing that all year long until the last of this week. Last of these weeks of this year, we're going to continue to do that. So definitely we want to connect with you next year. We want to keep moving this information to our community. I think more and more people are starting to be comfortable to have the conversations about financial literacy and talk about things that they haven't really had a conversation to talk about. And I think you hit on something important. It is great that we do get to talk with our elders, because they come from the old school and they're not used to all of this transition and changing with technology. But we know paper dollars is going away. We know coins is going away. Everything is going to digital currency. And we do want to make sure that our community is educated and ready for that transition, because it will be happening soon. They will be slowly decirculating dollars and coins out of our economy, and we'll be going more to a digital platform. But we also need to talk about the IT security, making sure that our elders understand there's a lot of trickery that goes on out here in these digital streets. If you look at Facebook, they've been hacked. People are starting up pages in different people's names. People are doing all kind of stuff. And if they don't have that level of understanding, they can be taken advantage of. So we are asking all of our Black and brown IT professionals to make sure we bring on those folks to educate our community how to stay protected, how to stay safe, especially for our elders, so that they're not taken advantage and preyed on by some of these folks out here that just, you know, I don't get it why they do it, but they prey on our elders. So we want to make sure that they protect it. So I appreciate you saying that. But yeah, go ahead and jump into some of your art stuff, and we'll talk about some of the stuff that's going on in Oakland. We'll talk about this community engagement and our responsibility. How do we work in solidarity? So we're going to have some real conversations.
Right on. Well, you know, you done touched the real subject. So before we circle back to the arts, just that thing right there, and I know you've been working on it all year. Part of that digital literacy is that when we think about our final days, just that digital information. Where is the list? Even now, you don't even have to be a senior or elder. Like, where are all your passcodes? Who can get into all your online banking accounts, your life insurance policies, all your online accounts? Do you have that listed in one Google Doc or listed in one Excel sheet? And who has access to that? Now, those are some of the small things that we can do, and we don't have to think about, when we get into our 70s and 80s and whatnot. That's just for us right now. And then also keeping in mind that we're just at the beginning of this new digital era, right? We're still 1 foot out of analog. We have 1 foot in the digital space, and then 1 foot still coming out of analog, and it's not yet ready landed in the digital space, because the youngsters that you're talking about, you're going to be dealing with on Sunday, this is going to be their reality. 2040, 2050, 2060. We're still in the beginning part of this new millennium and this new century. So this is just the stuff that's just so-called still at the turn of the century, that we are really setting the foundation on how the rest of this century is going to go, which is, why it's really important for us as a people to have these types of conversations and put this type of information out, because this digital information is going to be out there in perpetuity. Whatever's being created now is going to be out there forever. So, it was back in the day, you could do a whole bunch of stuff with a bunch of different names and a bunch of different documents and stuff like that. But those days are over. We saw that when you could keep your phone number from state to state. We saw that in our lifetime. We saw that transition. So now, and of course, you got your social security number that's being tracked, and now it's just going to be like, it doesn't matter. You just have a digital imprint. So wherever you are, your digital imprint is going to pop up in Europe, in Africa, in South America, in South City, whatever airport you're in, your digital imprint is just, and it's going to be like a big master grid, if it's not already, because that's what our cell phones are, right? Our cell phones are just a GPS system that was created in Silicon Valley, but created in Silicon Valley for the military. These things that we have that are being introduced into society were first tested by the military, like drones. Like, everybody has a drone. You just go to the Oakland Carnival, you see a drone flying overhead, you don't think about it. But that was first a military device, right? To spy on their enemies and to learn how to eventually drop bombs on them. So, we're just in this era now where we are really seeing the effects of this transition into the digital reality. But even with that, we always have to keep the human aspect of it, right? We can't give the robots so much power and lean so much into relying on robots. So it's really important that we still teach our children how to use a dictionary, even though we don't really use dictionaries anymore, but how to actually really spell, how to read, and how to write. And this is where the arts really come in, because it's important as African people that we stay connected to the ways of our traditions. And our tradition involves storytelling. Our tradition involves dance. Our tradition involves movement. And this is not just like for playing. This is like how a baby is born, so a dance is done. An elder transcends, so a song is sung, right? A house is built that the whole community helped participate in building that house and securing the wood and the materials that are needed to create that space for that new family, right? So there's a celebration, certain food is involved. And this is what culture is. This is what community is. And when we talk about community, so this is where in the Eastern perspective, we have what they recognize as the arts. For us, it's just life. So when you look at, say you go to Timbuktu, and I know folks are familiar with Timbuktu, that's our Harvard, that's our Princeton, that's our Oxford. Before there was a Harvard, before there was a Princeton, before there was an Oxford in West Africa, where all the educators and scholars went, and all of that information was there, right? If you go there and there's a spoon, and the spoon was made out of gold, but now that spoon is in some museums in some part of Europe somewhere. It wasn't, that spoon was functional. That wasn't like art. how Western society defines art. That was a functional spoon, that they had access to gold because it was natural resources in Benin and all throughout, that part of Africa, right? But during this new transition of the so-called arts, we categorize it and we codify it in that way. But as African people, it's just a part of our life and who we are. So that's part of our role, man, is introducing, reintroducing, connecting arts, music, dance, culture with the people in various ways. And I can talk specifically about the show, but really my goal, if people don't leave with anything else tonight, just know that this is a part of our family. This is a part of our existence. And we have to find ways to get back into healthy entertainment, healthy gathering. Remember when, okay, you're a little bit younger. You already done told me that. So I'm gonna have to mention that 2 or 3 times now, but
don't be telling I'm a baby, man. Okay, I already think I'm 21 out here. Okay, don't be telling.
I know. I'm gonna give you that. But when I was coming up, man, around the holidays, we would pull out the Scrabble, we would pull out Monopoly, and we would pull out, what was it? It was Scrabble, Monopoly, and what was the other one? It wasn't Jeopardy.
It was Trouble.
You funny. But anyway, we would pull out the board games and we would play with our family, as many members of the family that we could. I definitely would play with my grandmother, and and that's what we got to get back to. What she say? Yeezy? What's that? Is that way? But anyway, yeah, man. I mean, that's what it's all about now. And we have an event, specifically, we have an event coming up on Saturday, December 10th, which you actually didn't even notice, or maybe you did. You gave a shout out to it earlier in the calendar. That's the event that's happening at the Malanga. We're sponsoring that. We call it Joy 12. This is our 12th year of putting it on. And this year we're working to elevate it, take it to a higher level where we are doing the presentation in the theater. We normally throw a party. We do it at a club. We have a band performance. We have singing and a lot of, drinking and just partying and socializing on that level. But this year we're producing a whole theatrical play, and it's a story about the African drum vibration and energy and how it went throughout the African diaspora. So Cuba, Brazil, Trinidad, of course, North America, and we're showcasing all these various forms of African culture. It's going to be pretty live. So I'm expecting both sides of the conversation to be in the house. I'm expecting viewers of both sides of the conversation to be in the house. And, we're going to keep supporting. I'm going to keep on getting a lot of attention with my hat. What?
So Theo, what is the event again? Because I know I mentioned it, but what is the event?
So it's kind of like it's a theater production. So it's a dance production, but we have singing. We have, but let me see. So we maybe have 8 or 9 different artists that are going to be participating that night. We have Destiny Muhammad, the harpist from the hood. You may know Destiny.
I know Destiny. She's been on both sides of the conversation. Come on. She be playing her big old harmonica. Yeah, that's my girl.
What did you say harmonica? Lord, you don't knock it off.
Is it a harp? I always think about
a harp. A harmonica is what Stevie Wonder used to play. It's the harmonica. And she watching too, so.
No disrespect, Destiny. I know she's a good musician. She
right.
Played on our platform one night. I don't know what they call it, but it's
a harp. Harp is from the
harp. Yeah, did I say harmonica? I don't know.
Yeah, Stevie Wonder played a harmonica. But we have a group from Peru, Afro-Peruvian Coalition, and a lot of people haven't seen Afro-Peruvian, African Peruvian culture. This will be a great night for that. It's going to be off the hook. We also have a capoeira group representing African Brazilian martial arts. They're going to be doing capoeira Angola. There's 2 different forms of capoeira. They have capoeira Haitianal, which is a lot of kicks and air movements. And then they have capoeira Angola, which is the original art form that the Africans brought over from Angola into Salvador, Bahia, which was the capital of Brazil for the first 100 years of the development of that country, where most of the Africans went. And we all have cousins down there, y'all. I want y'all to know that, more than half of the slave trade went through Brazil. So we got some people that got separated from the Congo and Angola and Nigeria and Benin and Ghana, and they just, one ship went that way, and one ship went to Richmond, another one went to Hunters Point, and the other one went to East Oakland, but they all came from the same family, so they had both sides of the conversation, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
hey, Theo, I gotta come. I gotta try to catch the date. Let me see if I can get on the calendar, make sure I'm there, because I love the capoeira. About a year, maybe before the pandemic, I had went to this capoeira dance, and it was like martial arts and dancing. It was pretty fly though. I was like, this is some cool stuff. So I gotta come out there and check this out, because I love the dance and the defense and all the stuff that they show, how it was like pretty powerful stuff.
And that's only part of it, man. We opening up with a West African joint. My teacher, Alasini Soma, he's from Conakry, from Guinea. He's going to be having his company out there, open it up. We also have the Funky Heroes. So the first half, what's kind of cool about this, the first half is called Roots. So we're showcasing various forms of root culture from Trinidad. We have a young performance company that's going to be getting down, and we're going to be doing something samba funk in commemoration of Monica Hastings Smith, which is she was original Funkwarian member of Samba Funk. She's a singer-songwriter, a young sister. She passed a couple seasons back from a brain tumor. But we're going to remember her and her contribution and do a piece in honor of her. And so that's going to be the first half. The second half is about Afrofuturism. And if you all are not hip to Afrofuturism, which I'm sure you are, because the Black Panther and, all that attention that it's been getting, but there's another Afrofuturist pioneer called Sun Ra. And Sun Ra did a film in the Bay Area called The Space is the Place. I would encourage you all to check that out. But we are dedicating our second half to Sun Ra. And we're going to be opening up with the Funky Heroes, which is, I don't want to give it away, but yeah, man, it's going to be exciting. And then we have a little after party at Kanya, which is a Black-owned business, a Cuban restaurant around the lake in Oakland. So some of y'all in the city, if you're in the Bay Area and you want to pick a good night to check out what's going on in Oakland, December 10th at the Malanga Center, you will get a plethora of African art and culture, and you could turn up at the after party with D. Scott, P. Scott. Yeah, man. So I'm just excited. I see the website is flashing up there, so you all can check on the website. And, you got some questions. I know I got some friends out there that's listening, because I put the thing in. I don't know as many as both.
I don't know where they at. I see a few people watching, but listen, I gotta say this, because I want to come. I gotta catch an Uber over there, Theo. I'm tired of these bippers. Okay, they've been breaking into cars. I got my car broken into.
Don't leave nothing in the seat, bro. You can't leave nothing in the seat.
I want to go to more stuff, but it's so hard. Every time I park, I get my car bipped. So I'm like, I don't know, but I want to get out there and support this event. I think this is cool. I love, the historic values that you guys bring out in these shows, and even just the arts. When we was at the Oakland Carnival, man, it was just popping just to see the vibration of the people and how y'all had all of the different music going on and people just loving and being in space. I think it's just powerful. So, I got to definitely get out there and support and check it out. I just got to see the date, because I think I'm out of town, but I got to see what's those dates. But definitely, community, get out and support this great events. Come meet some different folks, the culture, the community. That's what it's all about, man. The funk, man. The funk is it, man. The funk is it.
Yeah, and we got to show the babies, man. We got to show the next generation what it means to be civilized, because we can't keep on blaming them for doing things that they don't know to do. If we are putting cell phones and iPhones and iPads in their face and thinking that those devices are going to raise our kids, then we cannot be surprised from their behavior, because there's nothing about Black liberation that you're going to learn from those devices unless you program Black liberation in those devices, right? You're not going to learn it in real life unless you program it into your real life. So this is an opportunity for us to bring our youth around. And I like multi-generational types of activities. You know, I went to San Diego State. I was an Aztec, dropped out of that school because I partied so hard. And I went to Clark Atlanta and went to HBCU and got the HBCU thing in. So I'm always down for a good time. I'm a Freaknik original. You know, I came on the second half, but I was there for the real ones. I was there in the 90s. So people say Freaknik 96, 97. No, Freaknik was over in 94. I don't care what you say. It was done. So any case, but just saying that I'm down to socialize with the best of them. And, you know, we can go back and forth and have a great time. But I prefer the types of social events where it's multi-generational, where you have your kids running around, you have, you know, your peers, you have your wives, and you have your little sisters, your uncles, and your grandparents, and everybody just breaks off to what they want to do, but everybody is welcome to be there. It doesn't have to be one thing or the other. So that's where I'm at right now, man, and try to build those environments, those safe cultural environments that will edify us as people, because we're really just spirits having this physical experience, right? And you already know that. That's why you do so much community work, community service, because you're reaching the spirits and the souls of the people when you go out and when you help and when you show that Black people have love for other races of people. And we're going to show you and make it meaningful today. Like you just on TV, I'm telling everybody, I'm so proud that I got the hat on. I can identify. I saw you on Channel 5 and everything, and bringing solidarity among the races and right here in the Bay Area, which is really important. So you are playing a significant role of what the Panthers did even back then, because the Panthers were supported by multiple races. It just wasn't Black people that supported the Panthers and what the Panthers were putting out. Of course, the fight was against the federal government and the state government and the governmental forces, but their support was multicultural. So for you to be able to step outside of that and really do represent both sides of the conversation, you know, that really means a lot. So yeah, man, that's really what it's about, you know, the deeper goal of what we are looking for and pushing for in 2023. We hope everybody comes out on December 10th. It's a Saturday, and check us out and support us. We're a nonprofit, and, you know, give a little money, do all that kind of stuff. But mainly bring your families out and have a good time, and just, you know, come to share some space and energy, and let's just be good people. You know what I mean?
You see Pretty Tony. She not here tonight. Go and tell her about how you was feeling, because she ain't here for a second time.
Hey, Tony, we miss you, and everybody's asking about you. I just want to give you a shout out. You know, I wish we were here to do this together. You know, but you got your man holding it down for you. It's not the same, but it's good. It's good.
See, I'm glad you saying that, Theo, because she thinks, you know, I be like, Tony, you the star. I'm just here. She's like, John, you always take it over. I mean, like, they don't want to hear from me, Tony, okay? They just want to look and laugh at me. That's all they want to do. Tony's a rock star, man. Tony is very powerful. We love Tony, and we'll see her when she gets back. But Theo, I want to talk, you know, shout out to all of the folks in Clark and our HBCUs. You know, we got our sides of the conversation. Yeah, we got our youth team. We got a lot of our youth members. Got a couple of them at, you know, Clark. So shout out to all our HBUs who just are developing. You know, I just want to say, you know, shout out to Deion Sanders as well at Jackson State. You know, HBUs are very powerful, okay? And they are transforming a lot of young Black minds and the young Black souls. And there's a change happening when it comes to these colleges. And, you know, we just want to keep our community, young folks engaged with college education. And I think that's one of the things that I always appreciate about when you come on, Theo, because you do give a full both sides of the conversation, from a community standpoint, from an educational standpoint, and just, you know, that historic value, man, and what you bring. And again, powerful stuff that you do for community. And that's just what it's all about. So since we're talking about community, we got to jump into a real conversation, because I don't want to let you go without having this conversation about community and engagement and reciprocity and how we support each other. I heard you earlier talk about how it costs so much to go on these platforms to promote back in the days. And now you have digital media. Here at Both Sides of the Conversation, we're a nonprofit. We try to keep all of our spaces cost-free to our community as much as possible. But how do we get our community folks to start supporting, working in solidarity? You know me, I go out and support every Black business that I can support, every brown business that I can support, all businesses. But I try to make sure my Black and brown businesses get the support. But we support everybody. But when it comes back to the return, Theo, like it's like people just turn a black eye. I'm like, hey, I had to go out, Theo, a couple weeks ago. I had a black hat on. I had a big garbage bag. I was standing in the middle of the intersection. I had to please support, donate to Both Sides of the Conversation. I'm standing in the middle of the island asking for money. People throwing sodas at me, drinking. What's wrong with people?
Wow, really? Snap.
I don't know, Steve. I'm just like, we do it all we can. We're a small organization. I do whatever. If I got to get out there and ask for dollars, I don't know. I just stand out there and talk to the people. But, how do we fix this in our community? Because I know we have made some great leaps on working with each other and partnering. But we are still behind. When you look at other ethnic groups and you look at other cultures, they just seem to move a little bit faster than we do here in our community. I know we got the PTSD, we got the trust issues, we got all of the past traumas. I get all of that. But again, how do we build that? How do we work city to city? Because, a lot of people, they get upset with me because I go everywhere, right? I tell people, as long as there's Black and brown folks there, I'm showing up for my people, okay? I don't care what city you in. I don't care what block you on. I don't care what color you represent. If you're Black and brown, I'm coming to holler at you. What you need? How can I support you? How can I uplift you? That's just what I do, Theo. So I don't get into that territorial stuff, right? If there's some stuff going on in Oakland, I'm in Oakland. I'm highlighting my brothers in Oakland. I'm highlighting my brothers in Frisco. If I got to go to Vallejo, wherever I got to go, I'm there. I just love my people, okay? And I want my people to know we can fix this as long as we keep, working with each other and building each other up. But how do we get that momentum to people getting out of their self-gratification and their self-needs? I mean, we work in silos too much. I think we can get so much more done and with resources, information, if we just do a little bit more to connect with each other.
Well, one of the things I would say, good brother, is you touched on something that Malcolm spoke on before he passed, and we're just now beginning to pick up on it. But Malcolm talked about us identifying our struggle with the struggle in Johannesburg, our struggle with the struggle in Ghana, our struggle with the struggle in South America, right? So it's not just an isolated struggle of the Black community, whether it be San Francisco, Leimert Park, Oakland, Seattle, that's just the West Coast cities, but that's in a larger struggle of all of our people nationwide. And that's a larger struggle with all of oppressed people, right? That's just a mentality, right? So just to see that it's not us and we're not in an isolated situation, because you have to get out of that. Just, it's about me, it's about my family, if I'm cool, because that's where we fall victim, and we have fallen victim. And that last generation that got out of segregation wanted to make things the Jefferson's generation, and you're younger than me. So I would say I'm the kids of the Jefferson's generation. You I guess the ones after us, but
I'm the replay kid. I watch all the replays for the Jeffersons.
Okay, you like the Jeffersons. Who the heck is the Jeffersons? But coming out of the 60s, the brutal 60s, especially with so many of our historic, iconic figures being assassinated and murdered, from George Jackson to Malcolm, of course, Martin, Medgar Evers, Emmett Till, just all of the horrific murders that were going on with our people, to get into the 70s and to try to pull ourselves out of that, coming out of the Voting Rights Act and coming out of the Civil Rights Act, and finally feeling like you have some type of break from chattel slavery, Jim Crowism, and blah, blah, blah. That generation worked to make it really, really hard, where children didn't have to have the same struggles that they had, till we got to this generation where these children have no struggle at all. You know, this is beyond the timeout generation. You know, this is the generation where the children are be like, I don't want to. And you have to, as a parent, no, I don't say you have to, but there is a form of parenting where people are like, oh, okay, all right, Susie, you really don't want to do it. I understand. You can have your space. That no, we don't. That's not how we were raised, and I think that lack of discipline has begun to play out. So to answer your question directly, because it's a myriad of things that we have to address to just try to get back to coming together. One is seeing that we're not alone, and it's not only about us. Our decisions affect more than us and our immediate group, our community, our family, right? So how we behave here in Oakland does have an effect on what happens in San Francisco, and how we behave together in Oakland and San Francisco does affect what happens in LA, in Leimert Park. So when they see us being able to work together, and I work at a AAACC, I was just at MOAD last week. I would love to stay connected with our folks in San Francisco as much as possible. So, I mean, I don't see just like, oh, we're just only Oakland. I was teaching in the Mission for a long time before I moved to AAACC, African American Cultural Complex, because I just felt it was more needed to try to reach African American people. And that's another thing too. I don't think that it's a problem for Black people to want to reach out to Black people. I mean, I'm definitely a Pan-Africanist, and I support everybody. My organization, arts organization that I'm the director of, is multicultural. Black folks, white folks, straight folks, gay folks, folks that live local, folks that live far, just everybody, and everybody's welcome, and that's who I am. But I also have space and voice for Black liberation, Black families, support of Black women, support of Black children. And it's nothing wrong with that. And we have to feel that it's nothing wrong with that, because I feel that we are constantly making way for everybody else's concerns. And our concerns are at the back. And that's what we see now. Everybody is getting more rights when you say that their advancements are trumping ours. They're moving faster, but they wouldn't have no advancements unless our ancestors were denied those rights. That's why you can come over here and you can be an immigrant and you can automatically go to San Francisco City College like that, and don't even hardly speak English, and walk out with a degree in engineering and go get you a job in Silicon Valley like that, because our ancestors were denied those rights, right? So at some point, we have to feel comfortable with saying, Black folks, because we constantly say Black and brown, Black and brown, Black and brown. Brown folks don't say brown and Black. They speak to the people that speak Spanish. And don't get me wrong, because I teach African Latin culture. So I'm constantly with my folks that speak Spanish, but I'm also a realist because I'm from the town. So let's just be serious about what it is. I mean, I'm for it too. I'm for unity of all people, but I know for me to be united with everyone else, I'd have to be united with myself. So I had to find that in myself, and then in my immediate people, and then have the love for everybody, with the understanding that, yes, we are one, but the one starts here. So I think that's one of the things, is the perspective of being connected, right? But then knowing that it starts inside. And then two, us really identifying our agenda. Like, what is our agenda? When we say community, what is community? That's a nice word, but how do we define who gets to roll in the community? I think the term that folks are using now is the invitation to the picnic or to the barbecue. Who gets invited to the barbecue? Who's defined as community? Are just because you Black, does that make you community? I don't know. I'm just asking. I'm just throwing that out for one.
I don't know. They don't invite me to the community. I had to have my own cookout just to get to the cookout. Okay, they don't invite me to the cookout. It's okay though.
You are invited, bro. They love you. What are you talking about? I saw you on TV just the other day.
No, but I mean, on a serious note, I seen Tony comment One of the things too that I want to address, like in our community, Theo, too, is like as Black folks, brown folks, all folks, we have to have that level of understanding that we are still human too. People make mistakes, things happen. We have bad days. We're not robots. And I heard you talk about robots earlier, and I don't want to let this point go while it's on my head. In San Francisco, there's a vote going on right now for our supervisors because they want to put robotic police on our streets and use robots to handle crime in our city.
RoboCop.
Yeah. So they got a vote going on right now, or it should be ended. I don't know. I got to find out what happened. But they're trying to find a way to remove these robots from our community for policing and things of that nature, because we know robots don't have feelings, compassion, humility, and things of that nature. So yeah, but with the social media, with the stuff that's going on, Theo, I think we're forgetting that sense of we are human beings. We make mistakes. The social media makes everything perfect. Everybody does everything right. We get to put filters. We can retake the picture 50 times. We just lost a lot of our originality as human beings, because of this social media thrust, like you said. We just been thrust into this digital technology. And I mean, it's a blessing and a curse sometimes, because I'm like, I'll go out with people, they take pictures. Oh, no. Come on, John, we got to take the picture again. And I'm just like, what happened to that when we was younger, we take pictures, silly, something's, on us is not right, but it was authentic, right? It was just, this is what it was. We can't do that now, right? So I think we're doing the same thing, how we engage and handle people. People get frustrated. People go through different emotional things, happen in families, right? It's all these different things, but how do we stay with our feet to the ground and grounded? And still know, like, at the end of the day, you're a human. You my brother. You my sister. I might have had a bad day. I might have said something wrong to you. I still love you, though. You know what I mean? How do we get to that? Because I think that's what we got to get to.
Well, the thing about it is, to that point, we have to realize that all things are not for all people. And I don't know if this is a conversation that you actually really wanted to have, because I don't want to have no Kanye or no Kyrie moments on here and mess your sponsors up and start talking some serious game up in here. Because as Black African people, we have to define our own principles and morals and make our own direction and not go off the direction of the masses. I mean, just self-help gurus tell you that. Anytime you just follow the mass and just go the way everybody else is going, you're going the wrong way. That doesn't even have anything to do with liberation, our culture. That's just common sense of leadership. So as Black African people, we have to get back to know some things are not right for our community. And we have to define what those things are. I was talking with somebody the other day. It was about, the initiative against nicotine in the state of California. That was started in San Francisco, and I think it's the African American Anti-Tobacco Coalition or something really close to that. And they put that on the legislature, on the bill, and that proposition rather, and we voted for it in favor. And then all the cigarette companies, they look at all the money that they're losing. They don't care about the lives that they're destroying. How many uncles and aunts and great uncles and aunts and first cousins and second cousins that's been smoking Newports and Pall Malls and 100s, that they're destroying their lungs with that. And it's purposely being marketed to the Black African American community. And I'm just saying this as an example of us creating our own agenda, our Black agenda. And these are things that I'm not inventing anything. Just to answer your question, everything that I'm referencing at some point in time as Black people, we've had this. We've had national Black Congresses that have come together to try to address the issues and solve the problems, whether you're talking about the 30s, the 40s, the 50s, or the 60s. We had leaders come together, and we had all the entertainers and all the athletes, Jim Brown and Harry Belafonte, and coming in support of Martin Luther King. And so we've had folks come together. We've had the Million Man March. You're probably too young to remember that, but that was a historic event that happened in the 90s. We're led by Minister Farrakhan. That's, some of us participated in. I know you've probably seen the iconic history books, but it's okay. We want the young.
I'm not that young, Theo. I know about the Million Man March, okay? I'm a 90s baby. I grew up in the 90s, okay? I know.
No, I'm just saying, you told me you was young, so I'm going to give you that. Pretty
I'm
Tony.
43, okay? I'm 43. I got a little bit of knowledge, okay?
Pretty Tony, you let me know. Let me know she's gonna be my guide here. Maybe if I got you too young. But
no, I'm 43, so I'm a 79 born baby. So I was around the 90s when all this stuff was going on.
But I'm just saying, man, we have to get back to that. We have to get back to defining that. Like one thing that I would love to see what you practice without there being a big campaign, but we had in the 80s was recycling Black dollars. And I mean, like a serious outward campaign where everybody is participating and we all get in on it, and we have a list of where to shop and who's this and who's in on it, and we actually really try to recycle Black dollars. Because to get to the meat of your question, your inquiry, we're in a capitalist system, and if we can't generate capital as a community, then our community is never going to grow. And I don't know the exact statistics. I'm sure you do, or maybe Pretty Tony or one of the listeners, but we know that the dollar in other ethnic communities turns over multiple times before it leaves. I think the Chinese community is the most, where the Black community, it doesn't even turn over once. Soon as we get a dollar, we give it to somebody else that don't look like us right away, and everything. A car wash, getting our nails done, getting our hair done, getting a massage, buying a t-shirt, getting something to eat. Probably the only turnover is when we give something to the church. And then as soon as the church get it, they go give it to somebody else.
Right. I think one of the things too, Theo, and you're right. I've been hitting on it, trying to build up, Black economics, and this is why we do our Hidden Gem show, to support other Black businesses, make sure that we support them. It's a mind shift that we have to have. Black folks for so long have become consumers, and we have to get into investing, and we have to get into that community building process that you happen. And it starts with money. And I always tell people that's why I'm so big on financial. We have to leave generational wealth. We have to make sure that we are investing in other Black folks, right? And we have to lead by example when we do that, right? And that's why everything that I do, every person that come on this platform, I try to spend my dollars with them, purchase their book, uplift them, right? If I can do it, you can do it, and that's just been the movement, right? So people see me moving, they moving, and that's the whole purpose of this. It's not for the fame. It's not for the instant gratification. I tell people I do this because this is what we need to be doing. But if I can empower you by you seeing me do it, I mean, how many families and folks reach out to me? Oh man, John, I seen what you was doing with those people giving out. I want to come help. That's how we supposed to do it. Now we got 6 people, 8 people, 10 people, and we turning this thing around. When we talk about changing the narrative, that's what we're trying to do. It starts with leadership. It starts with somebody taking a stand, right? I'm like, I don't need the help for everybody. I'm just like, I'm gonna do it, right? I'm just going there and do it. I go in the community, I see trash on the ground, I pick it up. I don't wait. People, call Public Works. Call the city. No, I'm gonna pick it up. This is my community.
Right.
You gotta get deep dirt, and boots on the ground in the community. That's just what we try to do. I can't impact everybody. People get mad at me. I don't show up to their events. I can't go. Listen, I'm only one person. I can't go everywhere. That's why I ask people, come join our amazing team. And you can go take the lead in this community and get some people, and we'll come support. I can't do it all, but it starts with brothers like you and me talking about it, moving, right? I always tell people, they say they don't understand both sides of the conversation. What is both sides of the conversation? I tell them it's 3 things we do. We analyze, we criticize, and we mobilize. That's what we do. That's all we do. We analyze what's going on in our community. We analyze all the disparities, the needs, the issues. Okay, we criticize the people who's supposed to be making sure this stuff is happening, and then we mobilize the people so we can make it change. That's all it is. It's nothing special. It's no secret sauce. That's all we do. Analyze, criticize, and mobilize. That's all we do.
Are you familiar with Muda Baruka?
No, I'm not.
Muda Baruka, he's a revolutionary reggae artist, old school cat, but he is similar to what you're saying, and his words of operation is agitate, educate, and organize. So it's similar there. We have to stir things up and give that education, and then put some action behind it. So, I mean, it's time, man. It's time. This has been a good year for some, a not so good year for others. And it's going to be up to us to define where we're going to be in this particular event on December 10th. at the Malanga Center, you know, our annual event, we call it the Joy event. Joy 12 is the 12th year that we're doing this, and we're telling the story in one particular dance of the story of the 10 virgins, 5 wise and 5 foolish. And in this particular parable, it describes how 5 wise virgins were about their business. They were tending their lamps. They were doing the things that they needed to do. They were cleaning and saving and good preparation, while the 5 foolish were doing just the opposite. They were chilling, kicking it, having fun, using their lamp when they shouldn't be. They're staying up late, socializing, doing all that. Well, when the knock on the door came in the middle of the night, and it was just like, okay, well, who's ready to go? The 5 foolish went to the 5 wise and was like, hey, can y'all share with us? Give us some. And the 5 wise was like, oh, no. You had to get your own, because if I share with you, then I won't have enough for me. You know, and I think that that's part of the thing where we are now, is being able to get back to that. Is, are we doing that work, the preparedness? You see something that needs to get done, just do it. Just do it. And don't wait for the reward or expect the reward or someone to tell you that you're a good person because you picked up. I see some things in the Asian community. I see folks like cleaning other people's sidewalks and stuff like that. And that's what we used to do as a people. So I guess part of it too is we have to get back to our social morals, our social principles that we had before. You know, that's another thing too. That's a whole nother conversation. We never put it in perspective of what the devastation crack did to our community. Not only did some of our folks come back different from Vietnam, right? That was the whole 70s and the 80s. And then they introduced crack. And the last thing I say on this is, when we talk about what do we need to do as a people, as a Black people, Black African-American people, to get back on track, just consider this, that we're not only against the next door neighbor bigot or the person that doesn't want to see us succeed. We're against those people that are sitting in institutions and controlling institutions. And not only that, I say banks giving out loans, not giving you loans, admission counselors not admitting you when you qualify into certain programs, higher education and whatnot, folks that are sitting as managers in jobs and you're not getting jobs. But that's not it. It's the government. So when you're fighting the government, whether it's federal, state, sometimes citywide, the police force, individuals and institutions, I mean, the fact that we've come this far out of slavery, we've just been out of slavery 150 years. That's what, 4 or 5 or 6 different generations. It's remarkable that we're still here. So, you know, we do have to get it back together, get our agenda together, get some agreement upon that, decide what that's going to be, continue with shows like this, and start educating our youth. That would be the last thing. To get to what you're talking about, we can't let others educate our youth. We have to have more independent schools where we can take those youth at a young age and start feeding them the principles and the ideas that are going to liberate our people. And what I say to my group, which is multicultural, when you take care of the Black man and woman, everybody's going to get taken care of. Because anywhere you go on this planet, you go find the darkest people in that society, and I guarantee you they're going to be at the lowest level and at the bottom of that society. So whether that's Brazil, whether that's Portugal, whether that's Ecuador, whether that's America, if you start there and you begin to push up from the bottom, everybody's going to go up. So people don't have to feel a way when I say, or anyone that agrees in this way, that if you take care of the Black man and woman, other people are going to get left out. No, we're the ones that have been left out the longest. and need the most attention. And I know that we tried to do this before with Jesse Jackson and all that kind of stuff, but no, we had to take care of us. And finally on this, man, and I know I didn't want to have my Kyrie moment, but we have to watch out for the Black woman. If we take, Malcolm X said the Black woman is the most underappreciated, unrepresented, unrespected, untaken care of woman on the planet. And I believe that it is true. So if we begin to take care of the Black woman, and the Black woman is the mother of creation, not just Black people, of all creation. And this is no longer a debatable topic. We know that we can trace the DNA back to one African woman that helped repopulate this whole planet. So people can Google that. If you don't believe King Theo, just put it in there. But so this is the mother of creation, and we have to take care of that. I say it a lot in my company, and people that don't like to hear me talk like this, they don't dance with me. And like I said, I have a multicultural company, so people understand where I'm coming from. And when they see me on shows like this, and I'm away from the drum and I'm away from the carnival costumes and stuff, and they see this type of Theo, they're not surprised because they already know that I bring it in my art.
Y'all heard from the king. In them, not on them, okay? Black women, we love you. We got to uplift you, but we got to get our Black women to understand they are the gods of this earth. They are the gods of this earth.
Well, we got to treat them like that. We got to treat them like that, and they'll know that. Once we treat them like that,
we gotta let them know this, Theo. We gotta let them know it, right? But they gotta know it too.
No, we gotta give don't put it back on them. Don't put it back on them.
Listen,
no. Let me hold on. See, in Africa, the kings and the queens sat like this. Like look at the Egyptian art. In Africa, they sat like this. In Europe, the king sat like this and the queen sat like that. We didn't have that. We equal. We got to do this for our women.
We got to do it, but they got to know.
Well, they're going to know when we do it.
They got to know they are the gods of this earth. They got to know it. They got to know it. They just got to know it. Once they know that, everything else comes. Okay? We got to just let them know. They have to know it too. They are the gods of this earth. They have more power than they put out. But
what about Megan Thee Stallion?
You had to break. The women bees are coming for me, okay, Theo? They already got a problem with me from the Man Cave show, okay? I've been talking about the delusion and all this stuff. Now you about to bring it all back up. I'm trying to hide from all that. Oh my God, Theo, you had to do it. But real quick before we let you go, because I know you got things to do and you've been holding it down for a minute now. One of the things that I really want to really talk to you about, because I know you have a great perspective and I know you're real. And I know you've been beating up on me all night about being young. A real concern of mine, okay? This is a real concern of mine. This is a real concern of our young people in the community. And I just did an interview, and I'm glad you talked about the elders, because I'm doing this project right now of uplifting the voices of our elders of the community, some of the pillars, some of the folks that's been boots on the ground, impacting our community for many, many, many years. We got an interview that's going to be coming out soon on our YouTube. But one of the issues that we are having in our community is the transformation of power. The elders of the community are having a very, very hard time with passing the torch to the young generation. I have the young kings still, and they like, John, the elders have these events, they don't let us speak. They have these violence prevention events, they don't let us speak. They never want to listen to the young people. All they want to do is take control of the mic, and they don't let us speak, right? In our community, Theo, a lot of the elders are passing away with all of the knowledge, all of the connections, all of the information. I'm going to tell you, this is a big problem. Other coaches are moving ahead because their elders are blessing their young people, equipping them and getting them ready with the tools to be civically involved, to be campaigning, to just move their community forward. In the Black community, our elders are dying off with all of the information. They're not passing the torch. Theo, with you being an OG, and I know you always passing the torch, so I'm not holding you in that box, but how do we get the elders in our community to educate, equip, pass the torch, and let our young people lead so that they could keep marching the movement and move forward?
We got to stop paying them to be voices of the community, because I told you you're gonna have this Kyrie moment, but too many of these folks are their leadership position in the community is attached to a paycheck. So the simple fact that they get a chance to come out and opinionate and say what they feel and how they feel at whatever particular program or project, or with Kaiser Permanente or the city and county of San Francisco, is because there's a check connected to that. So they see themselves being in that position and getting that money. So that's a bigger one than I can actually really tackle, because I agree with you. I don't think that they should go to the grave with the mantle, because they're holding it like this in their hands as they're going down in the coffin. You got to pull their hands open. I just have to say that in my particular surroundings, my grandparents, Bishop Williams and Elder Watson, both Pentecostal ministers, they were never like that. They were always shared leadership. So I personally didn't come up with that, but I do see that in the community of elders, of folks that just are not, like, even now, man, I'm a little bit older than you. I'm in my 50s. I was in high school and in college in the 80s, and then had to spill into the 90s as well. But what I'm saying, that's what that was. But even now, I know that my role is to create the platform for the next generation to come and empower. I have my day. I can't be out there trying to do the Dougie and trying to do the da-da-da. I have my Freaknik. I have my 20s. I'm not trying to relive my 20s. I'm not trying to be on TikTok. They like, you got a TikTok? Why would I have a TikTok? I'm a 50-year-old man. I don't need no damn TikTok. You know what I'm saying? I barely spell TikTok. You know what I mean? So, but that's another thing too, just kind of being comfortable in where we are. But that conversation needs to happen with the elders in the spaces, and maybe possibly one of the segues is to have the personal conversations with our own families about those documents that I was telling you about, that preparedness, like, where is the life insurance? Do you have a will? Do you have a trust? What's going to happen with the property? Having those kind of conversations will begin to open up that, I guess, that trust that we can lack. And then as when it comes to Black men, we definitely do not have a model for conversation, of passing things down. You have some beautiful Black fathers out there that were really, really good with their kids and children, and really hands-on and had a real communicative flow. But if you were born in the 60s or 70s, maybe the 80s, I don't know, sometimes we miss that, on how to communicate. And it shows outside the house, because we don't know how to communicate inside the house. So we don't know how to communicate outside the house. So maybe that, creating those channels, creating those opportunities for us to communicate. And maybe it's just us. Like you were saying, the young people are saying that they don't want to give us the mic or whatever. Maybe that's what it is. It's like young people and elders. And this is about some type of reconciliation where the elders actually come and listen, and not try to chastise the young people for whatever they feel like. Why don't you pull your pants up? And why you listen to this? And blah, blah, blah. Be like, that's not your role right now. Your role is just to listen and help and see how you can share some of the information that you have.
Man, that's very powerful, man. I'm glad you said that. That's just what I needed to hear. And we're going to do our part to get these conversations on our Sunday conversations with some of the elders in the community. And shout out to my guy, Maurice Rivers. His brother is a pillar, D.O. He is doing a lot of amazing work, working together. And I like working with brothers like that who are always trying to just bring people together. And we got our issues in the community when things happen, but he is always, people do things, but we always still trying to work with people and collaborate. So just want to give Maurice and the whole OMI folks out there, they are doing some amazing work. But they are just like, trying to re-energize our communities, making things happen for the community. That's what it's really all about. But I think you're right. When it comes to our elders, we just can't chastise the young people. And I I try to get on TikTok and I try to do some of this funny stuff. And I'm gonna tell you though, I've had some elders come at me, Theo. I'll be like, but I can't get caught into that they call it social media, Twitter beef and all that. I've had some elders come at me, man, like John Henry. You're executive director. You on here making these funny reels, and this is not professional. And I'm like, look, man, I'm trying to connect with my people. Right? I can't be corporate. I keep telling people, I have to tell them, Theo, and sometimes I get passionate and they think I'm being disrespectful. I didn't create this to be centralized media. I didn't create this platform to be Fox News and CNN. No, I try to create space for my people to be who they are. I allow the allies in. I allow people that don't understand our culture. I say, listen, this is for everybody. I asked you, and I ask with respect, when you come into our space, this is a black space. All right, this is a brown space. This is a people space. Don't police tone my people, okay? Let them be who they be. If you don't understand what's going on, move along. People get in my group and complain and message me. I say, listen, this is what this group is about. It's about creating dialogue. Sometimes you're not going to like the post. Sometimes you ain't going to like the meme. Sometimes you ain't going to like the colorful language and some, but this is it. Just move on to the next thing. It's plenty of stuff in our group that keeps us going. But I think the elders got to work on that, like you said, listening. Because it's like you got to listen and understand the young people. I always tell people you have to connect before you correct. Okay, you got to connect with the people before you correct the people. I think our elders in the community, they are forgetting how to connect with the young people. They just want to correct them. Hey, young man, you shouldn't be doing this. Put your pants up. Yeah, but you're not telling them. You're not teaching them.
But they don't know how to connect, and that's the problem. I think Maurice had just stated that, you know, that it's just they do need to move out the way, and they need to go. You know, we all have our time and we all have our place, and at some point, an elder is a counselor. And sometimes you listen to those counselors and you don't. You take in wise counsel, and if you have somebody that has trust and loyalty and a good track record, you go to them regularly and you take that into account in your decision making. Because what I like to say is that we want to have a string of good decisions. When I talk to young people, you know, just like you want to have one good decision after the next good decision after the next good decision, and then that kind of creates your character and who you are. And that's how people see you and how you see yourself. But you want to have as much good information as you can, and you can do whatever you want at that point, but you don't want to make a bad decision on misinformation. So it's just our job is just to share the information and then let them go ahead and make the mistakes if they have to make the mistakes on their own and grow like we all grow. And then if they fall down, be there to help pick them up and help them get to the next thing instead of this "I told you so" kind of thing, you know. And even if you kind of look at them without saying "I told you so," you're still there to help them get to the next thing and do what they need to do. And they'll know for themselves, well, I don't want to do that again, you know. And so I think that that's a level too. And like Brother Maurice was saying, that sometimes folks just phase out. You know, they just have to, like you said, they have to move along and let this next generation come up and come into their own. And that's where we are now. We had to let the next generation come up and come into their own. I saw my little cousin. I call all my little cousins nieces and nephews these days, but I saw my little cousin on the coming out of school today over at the Open School for the Arts, and I was like, "Hey, you want to ride home?" And my little cousin was like, no, I catch the bus. I was like, you know, I can give you a ride. And she's like, I catch the bus. I was like, okay, cool, catch the bus. I see you there with your peoples. I got you though, you know.
No, that's definitely what it is. And that, I mean, I'm glad you pointed that out, because that's, you know, I do a lot of mentorship in our juvenile hall in San Francisco. I'll be up there tomorrow. And I tell people, you know, it's really about planting that seed, man. And, you know, like I get into arguments with people about how we mentor kids, and, you know, everybody got their own style and what they think works, right? And I'm just like this. I'm not walking around with young people and trying to monitor them and police them to be right? Mm-hmm. I feel like my job as a young elder of the community is to give them the tools and information they need so that they can navigate their mind and their thinking to make the right decisions when I'm not there, right? Because I see some of these people that got all the kids around, and these kids can't make their own decision. Then when they get around them, they go make a bad decision. And it's like, oh, you mad? And I said, no, my job is to give you tools and information. Nobody's perfect. And I tell people, they say, well, we don't want certain people saying to the kids, right? And I tell them this. The mailman go to your house and drop the mail off. It ain't his job to make sure you read the mail, right? He just dropped the mail off. We as Black folks got to get out of who's giving us the message. I always tell people, take what you need to apply to your life and leave the rest of it alone. You know, when Kevin Samuel was allowed, all the people was going crazy about Samuel, all these women. I said, listen, just take the things that works for you in your life, apply it, and move on. That's what we do with the young people. We give them some information and we let them move on. They have to make the decisions on their own. We can teach them what right is wrong is. We can teach them how to think and how to be prepared when obstacles come the way, but they got to live it out. So, you know, I agree with you. It's real work. And it's a challenge, but we have to do it. It's going to take more of these conversations, and we're going to do that. And, you know, Theo.
Hey, before you cut me, I want to say, I see how you slip that in there. I'm not going to bust you out. 43 is not an elder, though. But, okay, that's all good, though. No, you're doing your job, and you're doing what you're supposed to do. You on your base. You covering everything you need to, but 43 is not an elder, okay?
Hey, listen, Theo. Theo, I feel it, okay? I got a 6-year-old granddaughter, Theo. Let me tell you. Woo! I feel like a pawpaw, okay? I be riding around, okay? And I be having these people talking about, I'm with somebody, Papa. Who Papa are you with?
All right, you got it, honest. Hey, I got to say what's up to my cousin, Latrina Williams. She said she loved this conversation. And Takia Franklin, she also will be performing on December 10th at the Joy 12 event. So they're all in the comments there.
Well, let me tell you like this. Theo, how could you have the people that's going to be on the show in the sideline? Y'all see how Theo did? You're supposed to bring them on the show.
You didn't tell me. I follow instructions.
Come on, man. You can bring, you listen, you my brother. Whatever you do, it's all good. You got to pass. You should have brought them on. We should have had all of them on.
Well, you told me that Pretty Tony was supposed to be here and Pretty Tony not here. So I'm already disappointed.
Okay, so we're gonna have to redo this before the show, okay? Latrina, Tyrika, all of the folks that's a part of this, okay? We're going to try to bring some of y'all back a week, the Tuesday before the actual event, okay? We got another week. Bring some of the people back. Let's introduce them to the people, and let's feel their energy and their personality so some of the people in the community say, oh, I like what she said. I like their energy. Let me go check them out, too.
You mean
we know you're a big personality, Theo, but you should have brought the people with you, okay? All my other guests canceled tonight because you was here tonight.
You didn't tell me. You didn't. Communication, bruh. I be trying to teach that. Communication. That's all I needed was communicate with me.
Okay.
You can do English. You can do Spanish. You can do Portuguese. You could do Braille. You could do sign language. However you want to get to me.
All right. I take responsibility. See, I'm a real leader. I don't blame my team for not having that conversation. I take the responsibility. That communication didn't happen. It was my fault. So I'm going to do better, and I'll make sure we get those folks on. But, yeah, anytime you come on, Theo, I know you're doing a lot of artwork, a lot of folks. Definitely make sure we want to highlight those people, too. The actual dancers and performers, and bring them on as well. But yes, it has been long. I don't want people to get mad because we're supposed to have 4 or 5 guests. Again, to the people that stranded, couldn't get back in time, I hope y'all get back on your flight. The folks that were supposed to be on the night that had COVID, couldn't get here. Hope y'all doing better. And to our nurse that's working that didn't get to make it tonight, taking care of our people, thank you, and respect to all the nurses out there that continue to bless and impact our community. But before I go, all right, Theo, because you don't know because you haven't been here in a while, but you got your both sides of the conversation. I know you follow here and there. Just so you don't know, my team have named me a new name. I'm not John Henry no more. They call me the Bishop because they say every show I'm preaching and doing all this stuff, and they say, John, we're going to call you Bishop. So before I give my benediction tonight, because every show I got to close out with a benediction. They've asked me to give the benediction. You know, all the church folks out there, when you go to church, the pastor always wraps up with a benediction about what took place in the conversation. But today, before I go, Theo, I want you to give out any shout outs to any of the amazing folks. This is your time. If you want to give any parting words to the community, brother, anything you want to highlight, businesses, shout it out, whatever you want to do before we close out. This is your time, brother. Tell the people whatever you want to tell them before we let you go tonight.
I love it, Bishop, because my role was always to take up the offering, the collection plate. And you always picked up the collection plate before the benediction. You know what I'm saying? In case you had to bounce out early, you can still leave your donation. You know, if you can't stay the full 3.5 hours to hear the Pentecostal sermon that doesn't end till like halfway through the football game on Sunday. If you couldn't stay that long, you know, you already paid your offering. But anyway, this seriously, I do appreciate you and appreciate this space. And this is wonderful because I was one of the board directors for Samba Funk is in LA, a brother partner of mine, Will Bryant. He was like, well, what are you all going to talk about? And he's like, it's only a few people that are on and blah, blah, blah. I said, well, the great thing about digital content is that it lives in perpetuity, meaning it's out there forever for anybody to see anytime, 24 hours worldwide. So this is building content for the movement, and I love it. I appreciate it. Do want to give a shout out to everybody that's involved with Samba Funk. We have dancers and drummers and musicians, folks that are working hard on the costumes, Joy Broussard and Lisa Preston, Lisa Lord, Tammy, Jack, Pedro, that's Pete. Who else did I forget? See, I hate to start naming names, Naomi and Miriam, because I start forgetting people, you know what I'm saying? But all of the artists, everybody is going to perform on the Saturday show. Everybody that's involved with the production, DJ, Alex, Michael, my union, IATSE. I'm a union member. That's how I actually really make money. So people know this. I do not make any money off Samba Funk. I'm a volunteer for this nonprofit. Everything that comes in goes into the nonprofit to build it, to sustain it for the next person that's going to take it over. So they won't have to be a volunteer. So they can have some kind of salary. So I work for Local 107 in San Francisco. It's Local 16, IATSE. So I do concerts and movies and stuff in production. So I want to give a shout out to my production union. Some of the brothers are stepping up to help make this a possibility. And all the folks at Kanya. Kanya is a Cuban restaurant around the lake. That's where we will be having the after party. Boom, boom, boom. You can go on the website and check it out. Will G. Who else? I gotta thank your vice president or who's the president of your board?
Tiana.
Yeah, Tiana. Gotta thank Tiana for all.
Treasurer Shani, you better be making sure your clerk post gets
Shani, all the CAU people. I didn't know Shani was a treasurer.
Yeah, she's a treasurer.
Man, you got all my people. You got Will G. Dang, no wonder I can't get no work done out of nobody. They all on both sides of the conversation. No, I'm just kidding. But anyway, man, and just everybody, man, everybody, you know, I just want to just encourage y'all for the holiday, what I call the unholy day season. Be careful, be safe out there. I have a tradition, and this is my little soapbox now. I have a tradition, 1 hour a day, starting the day after Thanksgiving. I listen to Charlie Brown Christmas. Christmas time is here. So I'm gonna go listen to that when this thing is over. But thank you for having me, and I hope to see people out Saturday, December 10th at the Malanga Center in Oakland, Center for the Arts, 1428 Alice Street. You can go on the website, sambafunk.com, and check us out. But come out Saturday, December 10th. If you see the flyer, please share it, put it in your email rotation, share it with your network. I think you will enjoy it. It's multi-generational. Thank you, Bishop. Bishop John in the house.
Hey, Theo, make sure you send the flyer over. I think that our team already got it, but send it over to me so I can blast out all of my social media handles to make sure folks know about it. Appreciate you, all the folks at Samba Folks, all the folks that do all the work for all y'all festivals and carnivals. Phenomenal folks. Thanks to Will. He is a genius, doing a lot of stuff to help support us. Shout out to all of our Both Sides of the Conversation team, all the community folks that support the work that we do. Just can't do this without y'all. And again, like you said, Theo, I want to shout out all of the union brothers and sisters out there because I'm in a union too. Local 38, plumbers, pipe fitters, HVAC. I'm a pipe fitter, Will, by trade. See what I be telling the lady? What you do? I'm a pipe fitter. What you mean you're a pipe fitter? I'm a pipe fitter.
Yeah,
I'm a pipe fitter.
Knock it off.
So shout out to all my local 38 folks. Shout out to all of the unions. I know there's a number of unions that are striking across California right now. The nurses union, a lot of UC folks are striking, a lot of different other organizations. So shout out to those folks standing up, making sure that they get livable wages, making sure that they get the things that they need, union strong. So I'm always going to uplift that. And again, you know, I'm like you, Theo. You know, we all volunteers. You know, we get a little support here and there. But again, we putting everything back to the people, back to the community. That's what great leaders do. I make sure the people eat before I eat. You know what I'm saying? You got to make sure the people eat before you eat. That's great leadership. But we always lead with love. We always say we give the people in the community that 4-pack of love, food, love, information, education. That's what we do. We impact, man. And that's just what it's all about.
Yeah,
but
we always have enough for everybody to eat, including us. We just eat last, but we still eat.
Exactly. As they say in the military, the sergeants and the heads always eat after all the people. But that's how we do it here. So just want to say I appreciate you, King Theo, for being here, holding space and just being one of those brothers working on both sides of the bay. Again, you know, we just love it. We love our people in Oakland. We love our people in Frisco. And again, we love our people. And that's just what it's all about. So to all the people that's new watching, like, oh, this is a great show. I got to see what's going on. This is the benediction time. Now, y'all heard Theo say, you got to pass the plate before you leave. Tonight is Giving Tuesday. The plate is going to be passing around all the way to midnight and beyond. You still have opportunity to put something in the plate. But with that being said, we're going to get to the benediction. Y'all see, I got my towel ready. I don't know where my team at with my bishop coat. They said they's getting me a both sides of the conversation bishop coat. So don't be surprised if you see me in the community walking around with the long bishop coat, both sides of the conversation, because it's coming. They already told me they're going to give me one, the bishop. All right. With that being said, let's give the benediction so you can go and enjoy the rest of your evening. And the benediction is starting off like this. Tonight, you have heard from a powerful king. When we talk about embracing each other, uplifting the community, you have a king here, King Theo, bringing you love, compassion, and humility, bringing the arts, the tradition, the things that we've done in the past to the present, teaching people how to sing, how to move. We know in the African culture, the movement is everything. The music is everything. That's what connects us. We are trying to connect our people. It starts with movements like this. When you talk about samba folk, you get the basses, the drums, the music, the movement, the people, the energy. We moving around. We making things happen. There's a new day coming. There's a new day coming, people. More information, more technology. We going back. We put it all together. It starts with people connecting. That's the way we move our communities forward. You've heard us talk about a number of things tonight, but one thing that's been consistent is how do we unite? How do we continue to work in solidarity? How do we uplift each other? It starts with these conversations. It starts with people like King Theo, making sure that our community know what it looks like to just enjoy life. What does it look like to be around people who look like you and people who don't look like you? Differences. When we talk about both sides of the conversation, that's exactly what we mean. Both sides of the conversation. It's okay. You heard Theo tonight. It's okay to love everybody. But it's also okay to embrace and love your people. Black people, don't forget that. It's okay to embrace the other cultures. It's okay to break bread with the other people. But don't forget about your people. Don't oppress your people. Uplift your people. Support your people. That's what we have to do. We got to keep the dollars in the community. Since the start of the conversation, you've heard so many times about generational wealth, economic power, building that economic ecosystem. That's what we're trying to do here. It starts with you. Spend your dollars with your people. Make sure that it circulates in our community so that we can advance our people, so we can make sure the right people, the right voices are at the spaces. When we talk about equity, it only starts when we help each other. Let's push each other forward. Let's lift each other up. You heard Theo say, we're just going to all the way up. Nothing can stop us. We're going all the way up. That's what we do as people. We're going to continue to mobilize. We're going to continue to do the things that we need to do to impact our community. We're going to have those both sides of the conversations with the elders of the community and the young folks of the community. We're going to bridge the gap, okay? We can't move forward without the wisdom of the elders, the energy of the youth. But together, we got to put it together so that we can move in a way that moves our communities forward to all of the people that's in the community that is working together, thriving together, trying to do their part to change the narrative. We salute you. That's what it's all about. Don't give up. One step at a time. You can make change in your community. Be a part of the problem. No, we don't want that. Be a part of the solution. Get out there and do something. Clean your community. Go out and help your neighbors. Say thank you. Say good morning. When you see somebody that you don't know, good morning. The little things are the things that we need to do to help the morale in our community, build our community back up. It's okay to say no. It's okay to not agree. But together, if we can have conversations, we can change everything. We are stepping into the holiday season. Don't forget about the people who are in need. Maybe God has blessed you and gave you a home, gave you a heater, gave you a car. But remember, there's somebody out there tonight that don't have that heater, don't have that car. You might have something extra in your closet. Don't be afraid to give something that you really don't need to somebody out there who needs it this holiday season. To all of our community organizations, to all of the nonprofits, to all of the community leaders. Let's be great this holiday season and make sure our community is impacted. If you have access to resources, let's make sure we get those resources to our people in a timely manner and help uplift them. We are knowing this economy is rough. People are losing their jobs. Inflation is up. Interest is up. The cost of everything is up. So if you have an opportunity this year to impact somebody, please do it. For all of the people out there that enjoy the art, music, the things that's going on, connect with some of the funk, okay? Get out there, check out some of the events and things that they have going on. Get around some good people. I just know when you get music and art going and people happy, it just brings out the beauty of the people. Again, mental health is real. Maybe that dance, maybe that drum, maybe that beat, maybe that some of funk is what you need to get out of that funk. We're going to still keep our eyes out for our community. Suicide is real. We are stepping into a season where people sometimes feel like giving up. We're not going to let you give up. We're going to let you listen to the music. We're going to reach out to you. We're going to show you some love. And we want to make sure that you are here to be a part of what's taking place. Right now, great things are happening across this country. Black folks are moving. They are in operation. They are making things happen. Don't get it twisted. We got our problems, but we are moving. We are doing the work. Believe me, it's a lot of impact happening out there. Shout out to all of those folks that continue to impact our community. It starts off with Kings right here, King Theo. And again, community. None of this happens without you. Tonight is Giving Tuesday. Open up your wallet. Open up your heart. Do something to impact some other people if you can't go do the impact yourself. With that being said, that's the benediction tonight, y'all. We thank y'all for tuning in and staying here with two powerful kings tonight. Our next live show is this Thursday. We're going to have another educational Thursday. We got a phenomenal queen coming on to come bless the community with some information. And this Sunday, for all the lovebirds, all the elders in the community, come listen to the young people. They're going to be talking about cuffing season. I don't know which way the conversation is going to go, but they're talking about relationships. We had 2 relationship conversations. They want to have theirs. Let's listen what the young folks are talking about when they're having cuffing season, okay? We're going to figure out. I'm going to ask some questions. Y'all tune in and ask the young people. Maybe they might know a little bit more about love than we know. I don't know, but we're going to give them an opportunity to speak on it. With that being said, y'all, we love you, King Theo. Thank you again, brother, for being who you are, and looking forward to connecting with you real soon, brother. And I know the 10th, I'm not going to be there because I'm out of town, but I'll make sure we get some tickets and some people from our both sides of the conversation will be there to support your event, King.
I appreciate you, man. You always are. Rick, Andre, Damon, Dean, I didn't forget you. Peace. I love you. Bishop, love the ceremony. Amen.
All right, y'all. We see you.